Yo, what up guys, Travic here. And today I want to talk about a fun farm that I've been doing in very basic tier 16 maps. Today we're going to be talking about doing a really cool June and box atlas strategy that my buddy MB3 gave me. This is a really chill farm. This probably won't be the craziest, most min-maxy box strategy, but this is something a little bit different and something a little bit fun, something that you get to mess around with and have a good time with. Essentially what we're doing is we are taking 8 modded dunes maps. We're putting our 8 modded dunes into our map device. We're using 3 ambush scarabs because they're not too crazy expensive. We're using the scarab of potency for explicit modifiers on our strong boxes, and we're using the scarab of discernment, and we're taking more strong boxes on the tree. Essentially, we're just running very basic 8 modded tier 16 boxes because boxes, as you all know, are insane and they've never let us down. All we get to do now is we get to run around our map. We're going to be looking for our strong boxes, and we're going to be looking for our betrayal interactions. And when we get to the betrayal, we'll talk about the betrayal. You see here we have our strong boxes. We get to open our strong boxes a couple of times if we're lucky, and sometimes a good loot pops out of these. Now strong boxes is, you know, pretty well known to be insane in tier 17 maps, and I just haven't fully wanted to commit yet to tier 17 maps. I've been mostly wanting to do some chill farming in tier 16s, and this allows me to do some really good chill farming in tier 16s. I also get to mess around with altars, and as I get a little bit stronger and change up a couple of things, I'll be moving into 16.5s and messing around with those. So at the basic of basic levels, this is the really good entry point to getting into boxes and getting you a little bit of currency in your back pocket. Now, on top of that too, we get to pair this with our betrayal mechanic, and betrayal is a really cool mechanic that gives you a lot of really neat and interesting things, and betrayal has been updated for the new League of 3.26. I'm actually even including this betrayal cheat sheet from Reddit down below for you guys to see what's going on. But essentially, what is betrayal? Betrayal is the old masters that were part of the game that decided to just go completely crazy thanks to Katarina, and they decide to every so often show up in your maps, attempt to beat the heck out of you, and you beat them up, and then you don't know what's going on because you see a crazy board like this. Each one of the guys that you fight can go into 4 different areas, whether they be transportation, fortification, research, or intervention, and they provide you rewards based on where they are, and this will give you the idea of where to put the best guys. So we can see Leo's really good at intervention, Haku's really good in ambush, Gravicius is really good in transportation, Varici's really good in transportation. You can see where they go and what they give, and you can pretty much pick and choose who you want to play with. Now this board is going to look really confusing, and I'm going to take a minute to try to explain what's going on. First and foremost, we have transportation here, we have fortification here, we have research here, and we have intervention here. And you're going to see a lot of red and green lines. Don't panic. The idea, as we saw in that screenshot, is to move Gravicius here with Varici and to move Haku here with Leo. The way that we do this is as we go into our maps and we encounter June and her mechanic, a bunch of these guys will show up. Every time you talk to these guys, they're going to give you options. You get to imprison them or you get to execute them. So you interrogate or you execute or you release. And they're all going to have these options. They're going to have interrogate, execute, release. And you can see the options and what happens when you talk to them completely changes. So first, like this one, already max rank, no effect. Over here, already max rank, no effect. Over here, already max rank, no effect. And then over here, rank 1, Janice moves to transportation. Where do we want our characters? Well, we know we want Gravicius here and Varici here. We know we want Haku here and Leo here. And then the other remaining guys we'd like to keep in the middle. We don't want them in either of the safe houses. Why do we not want them in the safe houses? So when you eventually fill up this bar, you get to run the safe house and get to kill these 2 guys. And when they drop the loot that you saw in the Reddit picture, these safe houses reset. So minimum 2 people need to go in the safe houses, and we want to make sure the other 5 guys or other 10 guys are locked up. So we're going to make sure that Janice and Riker and Camarian, everybody except the 4 guys that we want, stay in the middle of the board. So to stop Janice from moving, we're just going to release Janice and let her go about her business, and no interaction happens. Hillock already max effect or max rank, no effect. We get to execute him, and we're going to gain some faction with everybody else. Vegan, we're going to gain some faction with everybody else. And Varici, you can see Varici and Jorgen become trusted. We don't want them to be trusted. We want them to hate each other. Now, red lines means that they're rivals. Green lines means that they're best friends. The idea is the more rivalries we have, and this is how I was taught it, so if this is changed or different, please let me know. But the more rivalries that you have, the more often people are likely to show up and fight each other. So we see here Janice, for example, or Giannis. Let's click on Giannis. Giannis has a red line going from Giannis to Leo. They are rivals, and because they are rivals, they are very willing to jump each other in the fight and fight each other. Now, we had talked about this earlier. This guy's already max rank, and Giannis wants to attempt to move to intervention because Giannis is floating around right now. We want to put him in fortification or research. If you need to, you can imprison Giannis, or you can release Giannis and have Giannis show up in any of the other houses and try to move him into fortification or research. That's how you move them. You imprison them or you release them, and eventually you're going to get the option to move them, and you move them around. The other thing you're going to notice with these guys is they have stars next to their name. So see how this says already max rank, no effect? If I usually talk to somebody and they're not high rank, you get the option to rank them up if they're able to be witnessed by another member. So we have with Leo and Giannis, because he's already max rank, he can't rank up. But if he was 1-starred and he talked to him first, he would go to rank 3. The more I explain this, the more I'm like, man, this is the most confusing shit in the world. I agree. Betrayal and the board is very confusing. Betrayal is one of those mechanics that every time I listen to a really good video, and I'm going to link you guys down below a really good video from a buddy of mine who explains it way better than I do. Every time I listen to one of these betrayal videos, I'm like, man, this is the worst idea of a mechanic ever. I hate this. This sucks. I will tell you, as somebody who feels that way, who's listening to this right now going, nah, this is not for me, chief. This ain't it. I'll tell you, after I started doing it and I started messing around with it and experimenting with it and getting into it, it felt a lot better, an absolute ton better. I got into it. I started messing around with it. It took about a good 20-30 minutes to put the board together. And once the board was together and I started messing around with it and doing it, it was really easy and smooth sailing. And I encourage you guys to try it. The reason why I'm pairing it with Strongboxes is pretty much like my buddy MB said. It is an insanely chill farm. This farm, like I had mentioned, came from him, and it is just, it's really easy to do. It's very turn off brain, especially after your board is set up, and you get to just kind of open boxes over and over. You get to see cool loot out of boxes. You might even find some really neat uniques, and you know, you get divines out of boxes. I have found so many divines out of boxes. I have found so many sacred orbs out of boxes. And boxes in themselves are just a cheap way to make some good currency and have a little bit of fun. On top of that, your maps outside of yapping are very, very, very quick. They're about 3-4 minutes a map. If you just move your butt, you get to kill the map boss every single time, because Dunes is a really easy map boss. You get to do Betrayal. Betrayal gives you a little bit of currency, a little bit of everything. It gives you a whole lot of experience, and eventually you'll get to run Betrayal safe houses. And when you run those Betrayal safe houses, they can have all kinds of crazy loot. And like I showed you earlier with that spreadsheet, Gravicius has the opportunity to drop you full stacks of cards. I've seen people get nothing. I haven't gotten anything good yet. And I've seen people like Cute Dog get multi-mirrors out of them. So it's just a really fun little kind of gamble to do. And I really encourage you guys to give it a shot. Now, I'm going to run another map before we talk about the Atlas, because I just want to showcase really quick, without yapping, well, yapping too much, just how fast you can just blitz through these maps. You just go box to box. You check on these, see if there's anything good, and you just blitz all around. You kill anything that you want to kill. You grab some essences, you grab some boxes, you grab, you know, your little shrine, and you just get to blitz all around and have essentially a really, really good time with this farm. And there's not really too much to stress over. We come over here, we grab this, we blow these up. Unfortunately, we didn't get to open them again. We come over here, we blow these up, we get some chaos orbs, we get a nice scarab of the all flame, which we're going to use for another farming strategy. Now we're going to get jumped by the betrayal mechanic. Leo wanted to mess around with us. We see nothing really goes on. We have a safe house. Now we can show you guys a cool safe house after this. And then we're going to come over here. We're going to blow this up. We're going to get a bunch of chaos and alterations. Another scarab over here. We get to come over here. We get to blow this guy up. And this is, like I said, just an absolutely chill farm. Come on in here. Bounce around in here. Let's see. Now, this is the only one of the this is the only one of the betrayal mechanics that's a little bit of a pain. This has this little timer going in the bottom, and that timer always gives me anxiety until I knew. If you manage to get into this final room here and start fighting the betrayal guys, that timer will go away and stop. So don't stress too much in this betrayal mechanic. Just get to the final room here and start fighting them. Now, I also mentioned rivals. I have the opportunity to make them rivals. We're going to make them rivals because we want everybody to fight each other. We're going to come over here. We're going to come over here. We're going to do this. We're going to get our research. And now we have 2 safe houses that we're going to do. All right, let's get out of here. Mr. Emmy's smitten sock. We will, when he watches this, you like that guy, he just totally ignored me. I got you. Give me 2 minutes, brother. Oh, dude, I like that guy. That guy's a good dude. Come over here. We're going to bang this one out really quick. Riker, max effect, no thingy. We don't want, this one says +3 ranks to Chimera. Jorgen loses all ranks. Chimera and Rival become Jorgens. We do want them to be rivals. That's fine. We don't want to remove anybody from the syndicate. We want everybody to stay. We have everybody where we want them to be. And then we come over here. We do this. We get to open it again. Nope. There's so many boxes of map. It's wonderful. Absolutely so many. Oh, painted tower shield. A little late in the league for that one, but we're okay with this. Get nice gold doing this too. Really nice gold doing this. Okay, is that everything? Is that all the boxes? I think that's all of the boxes. Oh, a nameless seer. Anything good? Never anything good. Okay. Come over here, kill this guy, and let's go to town. Now, you saw that while doing this strategy, we managed to pop safe houses. And then we're going to show you guys safe houses. So safe houses. We never run these 2 safe houses. Yes, this safe house bar will fill. As you run more maps, this bar will come down. We never run these 2 safe houses. We never want these guys to reset. You're going to see right away, we're going to run this safe house with Haku and Leo right now. And you're going to see rewards. You're going to see what it looks like. Now, inside the safe house, you get 100% increased experience. These are really cool. There's a bunch of mobs here. They're definitely worth killing. I'm level 97 from doing this strategy. I've gotten so much experience from doing this strategy. It's kind of crazy. And there's not really a whole lot of like we don't care about the Strongbox. We're never going to wait for it, right? There's not a whole lot of loot on this beach, but it's a lot of really good experience. Safe house experience is like super solid, especially early in a league. You just can't beat it. Then we're going to kill these mobs. We're going to make our way all the way up this beach, and then we're going to get to the safe house. Now, the safe house in itself has a couple of things going on. Because we only have 2 members in the safe house, we will fight 2 members of the safe house. We're going to fight Leo and Haku. So there's Haku, the safe house leader. He's going to get all mad at us in a second. We're going to kill him. Leo's going to show up. We're going to kill Leo. And when we talk to Haku, we're going to execute him. And you see Leo jumps into the leader position. Haku comes down here. And then because 2 people need to be here, Haku should move there. Jorgen and Janice are like floating, so they might move there. If they move there, we just move them out. Not a problem at all. Now we drop the Ember of All Flames. Some of these Embers are worth, or some of these All Flames are worth multi-div. Some are worth very little. And you just see we get to come in there. We grab some free Scarabs. We come on over here. We grab some free more Scarabs, and that's really it. That's the safe house. The safe house resets. We go into our next map. We move the guy back to where we need him to be. Problem solved, and we keep going. Now, our Atlas tree, very, very, very straightforward. We take some map nodes here to give us increased effective June, some box nodes here, map effect modifiers, Scarab modifiers, the entire June wheel here so that we get 100% more likely to be accompanied by their leader. Members are more likely to bargain for items, which is pretty cool. We come over here, Immortal Syndicate members, and your have a chance to contain an additional rank, which we want to be able to rank them up really fast. We don't take pillage and plunder because we just don't care about, Syndicate members. Obtain an equipment item when appearing in maps, 25% increased rarity of items dropping, kind of like whatever. Some people say it's like, meh, I haven't had any luck with it, so I stopped taking it. We take more box nodes up here for corrupted boxes, and boxes are openable again. We take singular focus so that we can farm whatever maps that we want to farm. We take our eater or altar, or eater or exarch, whether you want blue side. I personally like blue. Some people like red. You would just swap these to the red side over here and up here. So you can see the red side ones are over here and up here. We grab a bunch of scarab nodes here. We grab executing immortal syndicate members, grant you intelligence equal to the current division. Executing immortal syndicate members in your maps grant intelligence to their current division equal to 2 times their rank. So we get a bunch of stuff there. We take boxes so that our divination cards are duplicated and our currency duplicated, more map effect modifiers. And then we take some of these nodes up here so that we have more map effect modifier and increased chance to have memory influence maps. Those are those originator maps, and some of those maps are worth quite a pretty penny. But overall, the tree in itself is very straightforward. You can't really go wrong with it. The scarabs are, like I had mentioned, they're not too crazy expensive. Discernments, they're up, they're down. Some days they're 10C, some days they're 5C, some days they're 15, 16C. Potency, once again, these scarabs are usually really cheap, about 1C. Ambush scarabs, usually 40-ish to a divine. It kind of comes down to the market and who's farming what, how many people are in tier 17s farming, how many people are not doing boxes. The market will fluctuate. I like the farm. I think it's really good. It's really chill. It's really simple and down to earth, and something that you can do without really too much stress. But for now, friends, I'm going to get this video out to you guys, and I'll see you all in the next one.